Alright, so welcome to our week 5. Alright, week 5. Okay, assignment 1, kind of what we call the practical sessions over here. So for the last 2 days, I've been working with your friend, right, to develop basically a methods of working with this caricature kind of styles there, okay? When you talk about these caricatures kind of styles or caricatures kind of illustrations, it's all about how we actually can execute basically our own version or any one version of portrait by using a cartoon kind of style. And we create a cartoon style based on someone kind of faces there, okay? And I want you guys to work with the full figures, not half body of these illustrations there, okay? And one of the most important thing is when you guys were doing your research, make sure you understand what type of research that you're going to apply back again to your works. We don't want to do something that basically you just find some of the research but you won't be able to analyze and also execute according to your research then. Okay, most of the students will be doing the right, okay, alright, they're applying those research but not they actually find those kind of research but they don't actually apply according to what they find there, okay. They just simply find those research just for the sake to present it to those submissions that, okay, I've done those research there, okay, but it's okay if I don't actually apply back again what I actually have been finding there, okay, in order to develop my understanding to execute my kind of design works there, right. So the reason why we actually made those research because we want to make a full use of our understandings that, okay, based on our finding to execute a proper way to our design works. That's basically why we should apply back again from our research. We reflect back again to those research there, right. Not just simply to gather all those informations but not use that information to reflect back again to our final kind of execution for the works there, right. Those are the things that happens most of the time from the students there. So for the last 2 days I've been giving some of those consultation and also demonstrations back again how to work and execute correctly that based on what you have find there, okay. And of course when I actually give some suggestions how to execute correctly to do those works there, okay, make sure you apply them back. Otherwise there is no point I'm actually doing those demonstrations for you guys and you guys don't execute back again there, right, okay. And the technique that actually have been introduced to you guys were basically those techniques that can be applied for the beginners and also for the advanced students there, right, okay. So please make sure that you actually properly check my channels there, okay, and please basically review back again how to execute those kind of works according to the lessons, okay. That's the thing that we have to go through there, guys. So if you take a look right now, when I actually have been design and illustrate, okay, Ezra kind of works there, okay, but this is one of the demonstration from Ezra there. But when I actually look at some of the wrong way of methods of working there, okay, from your friends over here, I'm starting to give a bit kind of what we call that my kind of what we call that solutions back again, how to execute correctly, okay, by using technologies, by using Photoshop to emphasize more on our understanding to develop the skills to create those caricatures in digital illustrations. Alright guys, so please make sure you take a look back again these demonstrations. Alright, Xiu Ting, thank you very much for coming over here. I already shared my screens over there. I'm expecting for you guys to do some revisions back again from my demonstrations there. Okay? Alright? So let me check whether there is a few kind of submissions over here. So it seems doesn't have, right? So the submission has to be with this kind of format there, right? Okay guys? You guys can see the screen there, right? Okay? So take a look at those samples that I actually have been given to you guys over here. Please submit correctly and do some progression and research and sketches at the same time to work with it. Okay, this is some of the sample of the student who actually have done a few number kind of understanding based on his works there, okay? But of course, if you take a look closely there, okay, he actually have a certain kind of skill that they bring over to those submissions over here. All right, so the demonstrations that I actually have made for you guys, it can be applicable to, okay, for any kind of way of working there, okay? Even though, okay, this person basically tried to sketch without drawing on top of the layers there. The reason why, because he has the skill basically can be developed, okay? Even though he has a skill that can be developed from those assignments there, right, okay? But he's still applying the methods that I actually have showed to him there, right? Okay? So that's why you have to be more observant and also apply according to the method that we actually have been taught for you guys there, right, okay? If you guys cannot draw well, just admit there, right, okay? And then apply back again the methods which is actually have been shown to you guys there before. Okay? So in order for us to develop more kind of understanding on our way to approach these illustrations, you must be able to understand how to break down the shapes there, right? Okay, break down the shapes there, right? Okay. So from my demonstration, I already gives some sort of like solutions how to break down the shapes there, okay? Because when you want to design some faces there, okay, okay, or for these assignments, you have to use your own face. Okay, for these assignments, I don't want you guys to use other people's faces to draw there, okay? I want you guys to appreciate and redesign your own face to become a cartoon version of you. Alright? That's basically what we're supposed to do. Alright? And break down the shape according to what you saw from your faces, because most of the faces from human faces, all faces came from a certain kind of shapes there, right? Okay? So make sure you apply correctly before you're going to exaggerate them later on. Okay? Alright, so far any questions? Any kind of inquiries there based on our assignments kind of brief? Guys? Anyone have any questions? Any kind of inquiries that based on our brief there? Do you guys hear me or not there, right? Do you have any inquiries there? Guys, do you hear me or not there, right? Do you have inquiries? Any kind of what we call that questions? So why don't you guys to respond there, right? So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to ask each one of you guys to demonstrate for me today there, right? Okay? So we start with, alright, Ching Lin there, right? share your screen. Please demonstrate how actually going to be work with this kind of assignments there. Chinglin, are you here there, Chinglin there, right?
Okay, so wait a minute.
Okay. So make sure you guys respond there, right, okay, on the chat box there, okay, if I ask you guys those questions there. Okay, Roying, Lewen, Yichi there, right, okay, please prepare yourself, okay, find some reference. I want to see how actually you guys execute this kind of assignments there first, because we have around 2 weeks of time to work on it. Okay. So the submissions are going to be around, when they right? Are going to be, the final submissions of these assignments are going to be around 27th of February there, right, okay? So you have more than enough time to complete these assignments there. So we have another sessions for me to demonstrate some of the methods and techniques there back again, okay, how it works. Okay, one of the most important thing that you have to remember when it comes to develop and deliver these assignments is how actually you're going to construct your drawing line there first, okay? That's the first thing that I want to see from these assignments over here. Then we're going to go through with the paint kind of styles there, right? Okay? If you take a look closely from the method that I actually have been shown to some of your friends over here there, right? Okay, the paint styles is nothing much there, okay? I'm using soft brushes to work with it. I'm using what we call that a general brushes to paint, okay? The subject matter is over here. But the strong kind of element that you saw from the whole presentation is all about the drawing line that is, okay? I'm not going to be touched too much on the advanced technique all the time there, okay? But I want you guys to make sure that you guys understand how to control the pressures really well when it comes to draw the strokes at this. Okay, most of the graphic students need to understand the core kind of what we call the presentations when it comes to illustrations before you're going to apply any kind of advanced kind of techniques in the futures that you work with it. Okay, that's the first thing that you have to understand there, okay, how it works and how to execute basically a bunch of methods of using the color kind of combinations there within highlight and shadows there, okay, to develop the more vibrant kind of illustration kind of styles there from there. Alright, Chinglin, don't wait too long there, okay? Don't let us wait too long basically to prepare your stuff there, right?
Okay.
Royin, Lewen, alright, prepare yourself. Yichi, Jiyik there, okay? I want to have a few minutes of your times only, right, okay? To see how it works there, okay? Because you don't respond to me just now. Okay, when you don't respond to me, basically, when I ask questions, that means you understand that, right, okay?
Sure, I present.
Yep.
So there's here.
Okay.
So sorry, my PS crashed. Wait a minute.
Okay. Alright, Shinglin there, okay, please find photos of you and then a certain kind of body. Basically you actually can manipulate back again, okay, into your compositions for your caricatures, okay.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat? I can't.
Okay, crop your head there, okay, and then put into another bodies there, okay, just like I did basically with my reference there, okay, with my samples there. Have you seen basically my demonstrations?
Yeah.
Okay, follow that back again there, right, okay, based on your own faces.
So how to crop I forgot it.
How to crop, right? Have you used Photoshop there before?
Yes, but not too long time.
But have you seen
forgot.
basically how actually I work on it?
Yeah, I got, but I forgot it.
Using lasso tool also can crop there, right? Just crop the head there, right, okay?
Okay.
And then copy and paste there, right? Control C, Control V there, right, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and then you scale there, right, okay? Your face is there. The head has to be bigger than the body there, right, okay? For the caricatures, okay? Alright. What's wrong with it? Are you here? You want to crop like that, right? Okay. How actually you're going to redraw back again? Alright, you need to draw back again your faces correctly, right? Okay? And also the hair there, right? Okay? And make sure you can improvise the shapes of your hair at the same time to work on that. Don't just trace them. That's basically one of the main important kind of role there, okay? When you want to design, when you scale, click shift to scale there, okay? Don't distort your faces there, okay, first.
Okay, like this.
Did you saw basically how actually what we call that use different kind of body for my caricatures?
Sorry?
You saw there, right? My demonstrations there before.
Yeah.
How actually I combine my head with another body there, right? With different body there, right? Okay? And full body, not half body there, okay? Full body there, right? Full figures. Can you hear me? Alright, full figures there, right? Not half body there, right? You understand what I mean there, right? Qinglin?
Yeah.
Full body there, right? With the leg, not the half body there.
They do that.
Excuse me. Alright, Chinglin there, okay? Take a look at my kind of samples that I did for one of your friends there, right? Can you see that, Chinglin?
Sorry, your screen again.
Yeah, my screen there, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, now I see.
Yeah, right? Right, can you see how actually I execute? Okay, I'm doing a very rough kind of cropping for the faces there, right? Okay, of your friend right here, and also I combine with another bodies there, okay? And at the same time, how actually I redraw back again and design basically her faces, which is has to be look similar to the reference there, right? Okay. Right, that's the thing that you should apply there, okay, back again. Where is it there, right? Okay, work on it, Ashley.
Sorry?
Please work on that back again, there, right?
Okay. I want to find a picture first. Wait a minute.
I thought you guys understand it, right? That's why when I ask you guys questions, no one basically respond to me there, okay? No one basically respond to me just now when I actually ask the questions there, whether you guys understand or not. Until right now there, okay? No one actually respond to me over here. Okay? So guys, I want to ask you guys back again the questions. Do you understand how to work with these assignments there? Yes or no there, right? If you say no, if you need my demonstration, I'm going to demonstrate right now there, right? Yes or no there, right? Okay, easy there, right? So when I ask you questions there, okay, respond to me back again. Don't be like what we call that a deaf kind of person who doesn't understand, who actually doesn't hear anything there from my kind of questions there. All right, a simple kind of what we call that test that I ask you guys to respond that you don't actually respond there, right? Okay, those are the things there. If you cannot hear me well, just tell and let me know there, right? Okay, those are the things there, right? All right, now, thank you very much for the responder here. So let's go through back again the lesson, how it works. And I want you guys to follow exactly how it works and try to improvise based on the methods that we are going to go through with it. Okay? All right, now, okay, if you really want to develop basically your own faces or anyone's faces in the futures there, okay, first of all, when you actually find some reference there, okay, all right, Lewin, can you actually share your pictures just now there, okay? I just want to capture the screen there first.
Sorry,
yeah, right. One of the reason I want to find some of the female photos, but not from the Google there first, because I don't want you guys to have the wrong kind of ideas there, okay? Some people basically, when I actually use other people's reference, they thought they can use other people's reference also to develop also on their works there, okay? I don't know why basically they're too naive to follow exactly the reference that I actually used there, okay? So now basically this is the reference from your friend. I want you to please basically share basically your original photos there. Okay, this is the cropping version. I don't want to use this one there, right? Share the original one there, right? All right, zoom in a bit there, right? Zoom in there for me. A bit more closer there, right? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, thank you very much there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. Okay, now, in order for me to crop the sections over here there, okay, first of all, I have to scale that right first. Okay, scale that first there, okay. Make sure I can find a very quite clear kind of reference which is I can use back again to design my works, okay. And of course, from these photos, the hair is very long there, okay. It's quite long there, okay. So, in order for us to execute correctly, normally we need to improvise the photos that we saw there, okay. It's hardly basically we can actually apply those kind of methods without basically have all the original photo that we have a very complete kind of reference that we actually can just follow them all the time, okay. We need to use our imaginations, our knowledge, our understanding that you actually bring out. If you don't have that kind of knowledge, you must be able to find research and experiment and develop a little bit more sketches in order for you to develop the proper kind of hairline to show basically it been carved correctly there, right? Okay, so what I can do right here, okay, this is group 4, group 1 there, right? 4, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Now, if I want to crop this one, okay, what I actually have been show basically what we call that Li when it's not there, right? Ching Lin there, right?
Yeah.
If you want to crop there, right, okay, make sure don't crop like this, huh? Okay, some people basically when they crop like this, right, they trace the whole things exactly how they crop there, right? Okay? That's basically what you don't supposed to do that, okay? Just crop, even though you want to crop a little bit kind of what we call that roughly like this one, right? For example, copy and paste, okay? And then when you want to find some of the photos of reference like this one there, right? Okay, that should be used later on for your reference there, or I can actually find some reference right here. Alright, this is the original photo that I have. Alright, so what I can do, I can crop this part there, right, only. Okay, if I'm lazy enough to crop correctly there, okay, I just crop like this one there, guys. See, copy there, right, paste. Close this one there first. Okay, I can paste right here, see. Alright? Alright, when it comes to caricatures there, okay, caricatures. Okay, first of all, you guys need to understand, I want you guys to draw a full figures. Not half body, not a medium close-up, there not close-up kind of photos there, okay? Full bodies there, okay? And one of the reasons I want you guys to use this kind of methods, I want you guys to play around with your skill of image manipulations there. Alright, image manipulations there, okay? So what I can actually apply from here, because we are actually going to draw a cartoon, okay? The head are going to be bigger than the body there, okay? Please basically do some research on caricatures at the same time, how actually people design the caricatures there. So even though in a normal kind of practice, we cannot basically distort those images like this. But for these assignments and for the caricatures kind of purpose, we can execute like this one there, right, okay? We can basically execute like this. Alright? So this method basically, we need to improvise also at the same time later on when it comes to develop those kind of position of these figures there, right? Okay. So when you have this kind of reference like this, you must be able to understand and learn to develop also on your own there, okay, on your perceptions of your design senses there. We're talking about the design sense, right, okay, because you guys are going to be graduate there, right, okay. So make sure you actually use your design set that you develop along the way, whether you're good or not, right, to make sure that the proportion is right, the alignment is right, the size, even though we make the head a bit more bigger, but still are going to be look proportionate there, right? Okay, look proportionate there. That's why we actually, right, have to be careful when you going to arrange back again the head of a person that you basically you want to exaggerate right here into the faces there, okay, on the into the bodies there, right? Okay, so be careful with it there, guys. So what we can do from here, all right, first of all, of course I have to cut this part there, right? When you want to cut something there, okay, especially on the neck there, okay, don't just simply cut like this, come on guys, use your brain to think. All right, don't just simply cut something without knowing where basically you're going to use back again the element when you want to draw the right. So now I have this particular kind of positions there, okay, but the hair doesn't look right, right? So that's basically one of the challenges for most people when it comes to develop the kind of position for this reference over here. Okay, so that's why you have to be careful with it when you want to draw from these positions. All right, okay? So you must be able to use your imagination at the same time how to solve these problems here when it comes to draw back again the reference. All right, so when I have this kind of reference like this, okay, in these caricature drawings there, okay, I'm using basically not general brushes to draw. Some people smart enough but not smart enough to make a move when they choose general brushes to draw. Okay, if you use these brushes to draw, yes, I can actually, why basically we can use these brushes there? Can someone basically give me some sort of like response, okay, answers there, right? Why I can use these general brushes there if I want to draw, but not all general brushes that we can use there, right? Why we can use these brushes? If someone basically want to experiment these brushes there, why we can use these brushes there? Can someone give me any questions, any kind of answers from you? Why I say basically we can use these brushes there, even though most of the brushes from these general brushes we cannot use for drawings there, right? But why these brushes we can use there for the drawings there, guys? Why? Can someone answer the questions?
Because the flow.
What kind of flows there?
It's like more freely than other brushes.
I don't understand it, right? Why basically? Can you see the difference between these brushes and these brushes over here? What is this?
The pressure point.
The pressure point there, good there, okay? Pressure point there, simple as that. We can get a proper kind of quality of line there, guys. See, hard round pressure size there, okay? They have a quality of line from there. That's why we can use them. But I'm not recommended you guys to use them, especially for those who actually sucks in drawings there. Understand, right? Sucks in drawings there, right? Okay? Don't try to be smart enough to use these brushes there. If you cannot get the right kind of quality of line there, thickness and thinness there, right? Okay? See? The thinness of line there. If you cannot draw or get this kind of quality of line, all right, don't try to be smart enough and try to break my rules to use these brushes there, right? Unless you can compete the quality of line better than what I produce right here when you use these brushes there, right? Okay, Understood? So my suggestion is use ultimate ink and thick and thin brushes there. Why? Because you can get also the strokes correctly there, okay? I want you guys to have this kind of strokes over here. Alright? That's the things that we want to see from your kind of way of working there, okay? The quality of line, the criteria to submit this assignments there. So now, to design a cleanup line, okay, there's a lot of way to clean up line, okay, correctly there, okay. One of the styles that actually I have been show you guys came from the second week of exercise there, okay. So now, you want to design a cartoon version of you. You need to find a very solid cleanup line there, okay, to design that. So first of all, you need to understand how to execute correctly when you design back again some of the elements from the faces there. Make sure you understand how to draw correctly the lips according to what you saw, like this one there, right? Can you see there, okay, how actually I designed those kind of nose there back again? How I actually design those eyes. And make sure when you design back again those eyes, when you draw them back, they has to be look almost the same like the person that you need to draw there, right? Okay, that you want to draw there, right? Okay, you want to visualize them. Those are the first kind of rules that you should not break. And the second thing is the quality of line that you produce based on the quality, based on the drawing line over here, okay, need to be more consistent. You see that, right? How I make it very consistent on those line and shapes there, right? See there. And the other challenging that you must have, you have to face there, okay, when you choose basically your own photos over here. Okay, right now when you want to draw the hair, right, how actually you going to draw the hair? Some people will draw hair like this one there, right? Yeah, like this. I don't know where they get these ideas from. Okay, the hair look like a papers there, a cut of papers there, right? You see? Is it correct right here when you want to draw those hair? Is it correct there, guys?
No.
No, there, right? Okay, yeah. You can see basically it's not right. Okay? So that's why you need to understand what you saw, what you have, and apply back again according to the natural kind of look of those elements that you're going to draw there, right? So, what you should do there, right? Okay, how to draw the hair correctly. Of course, you have to do some research back again, how to draw those hair. Alright? Based on the reference here. So, my kind of solutions normally, okay, I'm going to use my imagination how to draw those hair correctly there back again, okay? The hair should be covered basically not only from the front side but also from those back view there, okay, of this person there, okay? So I'm going to draw the neck first right here. Take a look over here how I actually draw the body itself there, right? Even though I'm not basically traced there, guys. Remember there, guys, I never basically trace them, but I draw on top of the layers there to assist my kind of understanding there, right? Why actually, right? Okay, most people cannot draw well. That's why we use reference like this to redesign back again our illustrations there, right? See, I'm basically using my kind of understanding how to draw, for example, fingers and hands back again to draw a cartoon styles of these illustrations, okay, of these models there. That's why the knowledge that you bring from these assignments will not basically just trace them. Simple as what we did before that, right? Now the hairline, okay, when I want to draw. If the hair looks quite very long, maybe I'm going to suggest to draw those hair look like this one that's really right. See? Right? Cover basically the whole areas there, right? Can you see? This is look more logic there, okay? Look more logic for these pictures there, for this reference. So even though if I want to draw the thigh, the foot there, right? Okay? Check look how actually I draw them back. The anatomies of the understanding of those anatomies when you draw a person, not just by copying people kind of reference only, but we try to execute and try to redesign back again according to the proper kind of understanding to draw the shapes of this cartoon version of your subject matters there, right? See? Even though basically we exaggerate, distort these images, but still look properly done and proportionate correctly for the cartoon styles there. So today basically I've been giving you guys some tricks and techniques there, okay, that you guys can use in the futures there. How to draw cartoon styles without using any kind of existing app, but you can actually use your own skills, design skills to work on it. Okay, that's basically one of the valuable things that I can share with you guys, which is if you use apps there, okay, people will accuse you, okay, cheat them, okay, and you cannot actually just fix someone money basically, okay, even though I don't know whether you guys love to make a scam kind of things there, right? But for me it's not that kind of ethics there. So if you really want to commission, okay, ask for some commissions of the works there, right? This is one of those kind of way you guys can actually execute back again your kind of skills, design skills, to work back again for your service there, right? Okay? So the lip itself, try to draw correctly here. Alright? So that's how actually it goes there. You guys understood? Choose the right photos, the right figures, the right bodies there, okay, for your submissions there. Don't just simply find one or two bodies there. You find, oh, this is quite interesting, that I can just find that I can draw that, okay. Try to analyze first whether those kind of samples are going to be appropriate for your kind of way of working in the futures there, right? Okay, for your assignments there. This is one of the way that we can actually execute the guys to clean up those lines, okay. I want to show you guys why basically clean up line very important there. Because if you just want to paint the whole things without having enough understanding on the core kind of structures of the human face, okay, it's going to be quite hard for you to improvise later on in the future how it works there, okay. Okay, one of the things that I want to share with you guys right here, other than we actually using an actual kind of reference photos, we just make the head bigger there, okay, and then we actually turn over into the cartoons there, right? So we can also use liquify like this one there, right? Liquify. Before that, I'm going to duplicate the files there first. Okay, this one basically I'm going to increase a little bit. Okay, liquify is one of those features that I saw from Photoshop that we actually can use to exaggerate people's face, but Even though we can actually exaggerate people's face, it doesn't mean that you just can simply exaggerate the people's face like this and then become someone else there. Alright? When we want to exaggerate people's face, we have to see what are the strong features from the person that we want to draw right now that can be emphasized, that can make a bit kind of like a cartoon style there. Okay? For me, Lee wouldn't have a very small kind of lips, but has a very long kind of smiles there. Okay? So what I can chin yin there, okay? Chin yin, right? Sorry. Alright, chin lin there, okay? So that means I have to be careful there, okay? I have to be careful when I want to be. She has a very strong jaw, alright? Strong jaw there, okay? We have to study basically human face there, guys. We not try to make full use a fool of a person there, okay? That's basically not the reason there. We have to transfer basically our knowledge there, okay? To develop it more kind of what we call that strong kind of point of view of this person there back again. So she has a very small eyes, but a bit more longer kind of what we call that line that we have from here. Okay, and then the head, the forehead a bit more smaller there, right? Okay, but when I actually try to execute them, right? Okay, I have to be careful with it when I actually want to design them. Okay, the cheekbone are going to be a bit more bigger there, right? Okay, see? So I try to exaggerate a bit, just like I exaggerate anyone's faces, right? To understand how to execute correctly there, okay? So to make sure we can actually make this a person of what we try to paint right now, to make it a bit more like a cartoon style, but still can be recognizable there. That's basically the point is there, okay? Just like what I did basically on my own face, also the same there, okay? But my face, I can exaggerate a bit more there, okay? Because I can exaggerate and people can still recognize that, right? So what I can do right here, I have another version of our friend there, okay? That I can make into a more cartoon kind of styles there, okay? So what I can do from here, okay? The body of this subject matters also I can actually execute a bit more further there, right? So what I can do right here, the neck a bit more longer maybe there, right? Okay? This is basically from our imaginations. Okay, we actually can make it a bit more slimmer there, okay, like this one. All right. Maybe she's like to what we call that, have a fitness kind of things. Okay, so we actually can make those shoulders a bit more bigger there, right? But not too much there, guys, to exaggerate them. There, for example, like this one there, right? But if you want to exaggerate someone there, okay, make sure you have a proper kind of knowledge lah. Okay, we just cannot simply exaggerate them, they become aliens there, right? That's not basically the proper way there, okay, to work with it. I want to make this person basically look a bit more sporty there, okay? Something like that. So the neck face that we can actually do from here. So if I want to design them back there, right? So now I can actually design a bit more details there, okay? The eyebrows, you see, different kind of strokes there, guys. Okay, different kind of strokes there. You see that, right? I will put a little bit more kind of details there, okay, from these styles there. Then if I want to draw those eyes, I draw the eyes carefully there, okay, zoom in there, okay. See? And add some of the details of the pupils there at the same time there first. You see that, right? So most people basically doesn't have that kind of patience there to draw and spend more times to execute all these kind of details there. They always take for granted when they design, okay? So this is what I saw, basically some of the details from the faces there, right? Actually execute that back. Now basically I can actually draw the nose itself there. See how I actually draw the nose? Look carefully back again. See, I already show a lot of these tricks there a lot that I did before. There, right? There. So between two different lips, okay, lower lip and upper lips, okay, we normally doesn't combine the line together, okay. So look all these kind of details when I actually draw there, right? So can you see the quality of line that I produced right here? Okay, when it comes to the cheekbone and chin, there's at the same time there, right? There. Okay, the nose kind of bone and structures from there. So now when I want to draw basically the hair there, right? How I actually construct the strokes there, guys. This is all those kind of skills that I actually learned, not from someone taught me there, right? But I watched some of the caricatures artists also draw there, right? Okay? Design that can draw there, okay? I'm also learned something from other people's there, guys. Okay, how actually they design the strokes there, right? Sometimes I can actually improvise the shapes of it there from here. See? Now the neck a bit more longer here. Then I can actually execute the bodies there, okay? Using a consistent kind of line there at the same time that you work with it. Watch how actually I draw there, right? Okay? And then try to apply them back there. A simple kind of what we call that demonstrations that you guys can actually execute back again, okay, on yourself there, right? And of course, without a proper kind of understanding and practice, you won't be able to get it right here. That's why when you watch someone actually draw there, right, okay, watch carefully how actually they execute them. How I actually draw those fingers there, right? And how actually I take my time, okay, my time basically, right, to develop that kind of understanding in each particular kind of strokes here. See? I'm not just tracing them there, right? But I try to execute and redraw back again according to those reference correctly. See? Use your eyes basically to learn, to see things from these demonstrations, not just do something else there, think something else that you cannot execute them back again, okay? See how actually I'm moving the strokes there, okay, all the time there. How actually I execute and moving the strokes there, guys. And still can develop the proper kind of proportion for each particular kind of positions of these drawings over here. See? Simplify the shape of the shoes there. I didn't have to draw the whole thing in details there, right? But it looks properly done there. That's all. Simple there, right? Simplify things there. Alright? So now what I can do right here, I can actually redraw back again the hair. Now your friend become a bit more masculine and also, you know, fit there, right? Okay, Chinglin, right? Okay. All right, Chinglin. Can you see the difference there?
Yeah.
All right. Which one do you prefer there, okay?
Number one, maybe.
Number one there, right? Okay. So number one basically is a little bit more natural kind of design of those caricatures there, okay? A common kind of features there, right? Okay. But of course, we can actually add more detail from here. All right. And this one a little bit more exaggerate there, okay? Exaggerate there. So you guys can choose which one basically you can actually apply back again into your works there, guys. Okay. Those are the things there. So make sure basically you can actually work properly, okay, in order to execute the kind of works that you want there, okay. And of course, okay, if you want to paint there, okay, the best thing that I can actually apply from these particular kind of methods there, okay, first of all, I'm using lasso tools, okay. Make sure you combine all those lines all together there first. Combine all those lines together there, right? You combine all those lines together there first there. So once you get it right, I'm using magic wand to select some of the areas there, some of the negative space from here, okay. Invert the selections, all right. Invert the selections over here. Take a look there, invert there, right? And then I'm going to, okay, how to invert the selections there? Select, invert there, right? See? First, you select the negative outside areas of the shapes there, okay, like this one. Make sure the whole areas are going to be combined there, okay. Then what I can do from here, okay, I'm click shift to select some of the negative space there, right? And then I'm going to select invert there, okay, control shift I there, okay, to select only the shapes inside of these drawings here. From here, I add new layers at the bottoms, gray tone, alternate backspace to color those base the shapes there, okay, to capture the shapes here. Okay, why I capture the shapes like this one? Because when I want to do some selections like here, like this one there, right, I can actually select some of the areas only that I want there, right? Okay? For example, if I want to select this part only here there, right? Okay, what I can do, okay, one of the styles that we actually can create there, okay. Normally, right, okay, when I select this part there, right, I can actually select only this part there, right, okay, if I want to. Okay, because I have a guide there, okay, for me to work. So I want to color this part there, right? So I make some selections like this without using another kind of selections areas there, right? Of tools. So I'm going to color this part only here. Skin there, right? You can use whatever kind of tools that you guys can find quite easy for you to work there, right? But for me, I'm going to use basically this particular kind of tools normally to select the right. Even though there's a more quick kind of tools that you guys can use for selections, but for me, I love to take control on the selections area that I want. Okay. All right. Now I have the selections of the skin tone, copy and paste. Alright, and now I can actually just color basically this part only there, right? Cover some of the areas there back again. There. Alright. So this is basically selections areas on the tone there, right? So what I can do from here, I can start to use different kind of base kind of colors there, okay? So let's just say the skin tone are going to be a bit more light there, right? Alternate backspace, for example, like this one. Okay. You choose the method kind of what we call that tone. So the next thing that you can do from here there, right, okay, when you have the selections there, of course, get some reference there first, back again. Okay, you cannot actually paint like this one there, right? So what I can do, bring over here there, right, okay, to guide me. So take a look at the shadow kind of areas there, where the shadows are going to be formed from the structures of the faces there, right? The highlight there, right, okay? Spot of highlight and also the spot of shadows there. So what I can do from here, okay, the skin tone a bit more, okay, like light kind of orange there, right? So what I can do selections back again and paint. See? Maybe this is the base colors there. Okay, the base colors there, right? So what I can do next from here, I don't have to actually choose every time using this kind of base colors like this if I want to paint there, okay? I can actually choose also my kind of tone there, okay, to make sure that I can execute correctly. So what I can do right now, I can use brushes. I can choose soft brushes, or I can use also these hard round pressure brushes that works. But if I want to use hard round pressure brushes, flow has to be 1% only there, right? Then I'm going to start to paint. See? If the shadows tone are a bit kind of softer there, okay, I have to adjust a little bit there. See? Highlight came from this side a lot, so I have to rearrange the tone there, okay, the first base of the tone there, right, okay, of the shadows here. See? There. So you must be able to see how it works, okay, to add some shadows kind of line. Even though the lips itself we can paint first using the same base colors over here. Okay, now basically the body there, right, okay, the body also has to be emphasized the same there, right, okay. So what you can do from here, okay, not this one there, right, bring over here there, right, and then try to refer back again. Okay, later on with the body there, right, okay, select the body there, right, okay. So the shadow fall off right here a bit, right here, and right here there, right. So same goes to this part there, right, armpit, and most of the shadows areas right here. Yeah. So that's how actually you execute first the shadows kind of line there, okay, that based on the faces there. But this is not basically are going to be complete there first. Of course, from this part there, right, okay, you actually can add another tone, a bit more darker there, right, and then try to paint back again. Okay, adjust the size at the same. This is basically some crucial kind of process that people always avoid. Why? Because they thought, oh, I don't want to add more shadows there, right? Why? Because they're going to be ruined basically my faces there. It doesn't look right. Come on there, guys. How actually you're going to execute correctly if you don't actually experiment with the shadows correctly here? You don't actually brave enough to paint. Of course, in the process of developing the shadows there, everything are going to be look weird there, okay? And it doesn't look fine there. You will find a lot of this process, okay? Oh, they're going to be make myself look more ugly there, okay? Because you don't actually, right, focus on the structures of the faces when you want to paint that. You thought basically everything has to be look fine every time, okay, when you want to paint that, before you're going to go through with the right proper kind of process. So look carefully to the faces when you paint. That's how actually you're going to execute correctly there, right? So from here, the shadows there, right, the shadows line, some of the tone, the level of tones over here has to be properly done there first, and then start to paint the lips there, right? The lips here. Okay, paint the lips there first. Adjust the size there, but don't make too contrast there first there, right? And then get very light kind of tone there, right? Now you can get a bit kind of shadows a bit, and of course the highlight there. The highlight a bit there, right? Then you actually can add more highlights later on there from here. So the eyes there, how actually you draw the eyes there? What colors of those eyes there, right? You want to draw the colors of eyes, okay? First of all, paint first basically these areas there. Once you paint it, right? And then what are the colors of those eyes there? I don't know directly, but if you're into colors using this kind of colors there, okay, go ahead there. Okay, bluish there, okay, for example there. I don't know whether, right, she's wearing basically her contact lens there, okay. Now a bit kind of highlights a bit here, and then a more highlights a bit here. See? Okay. One of the way there, okay, to work on it. So what's next that we can do from here? The highlight of those faces. Okay. Okay, where basically the highlight, okay, came from this part, okay, but it's too heavy there, okay. Reduce a little bit. Yeah. The highlight come from the side, so over here. This part over here there, right? There. To get the right kind of highlight for the tone itself, right? Then now it's time for us to execute the shadows more directly. Okay. Maybe the highlights came from this part over here. Okay, this area also has a highlight a bit. Alright. So the tone itself, we can actually mixed up all those tones there together back again. So brushes, adjust the tone, the flows back again. So this part has to be a little bit more darker there, okay. This part also has to be more darker there, okay. Based on those reference there. See? So from here, shadows of the purple shadows, okay, can be applied, okay, just like you using a makeup, okay, for those for your faces there. But I'm using shadows to make my kind of presentation a bit more vibrant there, okay. All right. Okay, there. So that's why I'm using purples basically for the apply the shadows there, okay, for the whole compositions like this one there, right. Okay, for those coloring kind of methods there. And of course I can actually apply more highlights right here to make it those lips a bit more shine there, right. If I actually add another level of those flows, all right, so I can actually make the lips a bit more highlight there, right. Okay, same goes to this part over here, the eyes there, right. We say to design those eyes is quite hard there, right. Okay, to work on it. So that's how actually I'm going to develop those kind of shades of highlight from there. How about the hairline there, right. Okay, hairline also the same thing. Okay, I'm using different layers there to work on it. So that means, all right, this part I'm going to deselect it. Okay, the body part there, okay, I'm going to deselect it there, right. So, but this part there, right, okay, I'm going to select them back. This is basically the back areas of those hair there, right. Okay. So what I can do from here, I can copy and paste. Check, look there guys, okay, the hair there, okay, this part there, right. When I do some selections, the colors of those hair that I check it from there, base colors there, right. But of course this part there, right, okay, I can actually delete some of those areas there, right, from here. Okay, to make it more better on those clean up kind of versions of this reference there, right. There, simple as that already. So now this is the hair there, right, okay, maybe a little bit more lighter there, right. So what I'm going to do next to design the hair, for me it's not that simple, it's not that hard, okay, where basically the shadow fall off, this part is going to have a shadows there. What I can do, so I'm going to execute using alternate there, right, and I'm going to reshape the hairline. See, check look there guys. Okay, this part also the same there, right, reshape the hairline there, right. See, you see drawing the hair is quite hard there, okay, it's not that hard there guys. I just reshape basically the hair line right here. So what I can do next, I can paint, brush, adjust the size. See how actually I paint them, right, from bottom there to top there. Then I can actually paint another areas there, see, to make more dark color, but not too dark there, right guys, okay. There, see the hair been shaped it out there, okay, using the shadows there. How actually I draw some of those highlights, brush tools back again, I can paint them up there, but I'm going to paint using ink and pen brushes there, right. See, ink and pen brushes there, right. See, to paint like the highlights there, please. not too much, basically are going to be ruined a bit, or spoil a bit on those line kind of works for those hair. See, the highlight a little bit there. So we're talking about the graphical kind of looks and feel of your illustrations. We're not actually fine art kind of styles there, okay, but it's a graphical kind of looks of your illustrations over here. How long does it take for me to work basically with this particular kind of subject matters there? A few number kind of minutes there, maybe half an hour is there, okay? If I'm not talking too much there, okay? I make a very simple solution to draw hair and also the shadows for the whole structures there, right? So now the body there, right, okay? Now the body that I have right here from the selections areas, okay, because I actually covered the whole thing just now there, right? What I can do right now, the body itself, I can use different kind of colors if I want to there, right? Maybe some purples there, or pink. For example, like this one there, right? And of course, some of the areas that we saw from here, from the skin, I can actually delete there, right? Clean up a little bit there. Okay. So right now, okay, even though the shapes of the shadows there, right, okay, of those body there, okay, this is the whole thing that I have to select. So what I can do from here, when I do the selections, now I can add some shadows. Where the shadow fall off there, you can see clearly there, okay. The shadow fall off to the side, this is a highlight a little bit there. Most people cannot see because they don't actually analyze really well from there. So what I can do from here, brush tools, using basically back again the soft brushes. If I want to, like the soft brushes or these hard round brushes over there, I'll start to paint. Okay, the shadows are going to be fall off right here, right? Sorry. Okay, right here, there, right? See, shadow fall off right here. Start to size a little bit. Shadows are going to be fall off right here. You see how actually I blend it up all together there. This is basically some lazy kind of movements that I actually can make, okay, to demonstrate you guys, but still can look presentable there. See, the shadows kind of part there, right? Add more tone for some areas like this. When I paint, basically based on the structures of the human anatomies there, okay, not just simply paint the shadows there without get the proper kind of anatomies from there. If I want to add some highlight there, guys, highlight from here. See, the highlight came from here there, right, a bit, and some parts are going to be looked from, can be seen from these areas over here. Highlight there, right? There. There, right? This is basically what we call, we're using imagination, at the same time we're using reference there to work on those areas that you saw from those reference there. You must be able to analyze that, see things that, okay, from that particular kind of reference there back again to work on the highlighter, okay. And of course from this particular kind of styles of positions, okay, I can actually use some heavy kind of tones, for example like this one there, right, to add some shadings of shadows there, using lasso tools there, right, to work with it. Okay. Samples of this one right here, shadows there, right. So where did I get all these ideas came from there, okay? From watch anime cartoons there a lot there, right? Okay. So what I can do from here, copy and paste the shadows there, and then multiply and reduce the opacities there. There's some shadows and shadings there, okay, from here. So other than that, I can actually use some light colors there, brush, all right, add some sort of like a lighter kind of, what we call it, a little bit kind of patterns there, okay. The patterns that can be executed as a highlight there, see. Alright, to give you a kind of glowing effects from here. There. So mixed up also with certain kind of element of line together with those compositions. Okay, so that's how actually we can actually develop a very standard kind of caricatures there first, okay, for your assignments. And after that, what we can do from here, I can start to add some shadows. Okay, don't leave it like that only there, guys. Add some shadows there, okay, to make sure that this presentation a bit more properly been done there, okay. Present it well there. So I can add some shadows there from here. Doesn't look floatings there, right? So what I can do also from here, I can actually apply a background there on it. Okay, a background there, right? See? Just to emphasize on the presentations. Using soft brushes, hard round pressure opacities there, using 5% for the flows. And I can add some sort of the background there, okay, to present it well. So the next thing is that you can add basically some glowing effects. There. And I can add also another glowing effects on the top of those drawings. See? Talking about how to present it well on your presentations with this. Alright guys, that's it there. Alright, I'm giving you guys examples here right now how to basically demonstrate how basically we're going to execute a very standard version of caricature styles there. Alright, and based on this paint kind of style, you can actually design in different kind of way if you want to there, okay, as long as you can get the proper kind of way to develop the skills on this kind of drawings over here. Okay, all right, any questions? Any kind of questions or inquiries there, guys, based on these methods there of working? Right, the execution basically is almost the same like what actually have been show you guys there before with the tricks and techniques on drawings there, right, okay? But the thing is right now, how actually you're going to develop that kind of routine back again and skills, okay, to work with this kind of techniques is all based on your level of skill that you develop from here until the end of the semester, right? Okay. So you have another week there, okay, to complete. And make sure that you guys can actually execute really well from here. Okay. So thank you very much for having me today. Yes. This is the assignment need to be in what size? A4 size there, right? We still are going to use an A4 size there, guys, okay, 150 dpi there, right, okay? Because I don't want you guys to actually apply a little bit more huge kind of resolutions there, and you might going to have a lot of lagging in your working with your brushes there, right, okay? So the size are still remain are going to be in A4 size there, okay, 150 dpi only. I was taught there, okay, I was thinking that all the assignments are going to be using only A4 size there, okay, and 150 dpi only for digital kind of format there. We don't need to use a huge resolutions to execute them. One of the most important thing that I want to see from you guys, how actually you going to apply those kind of skills. All right, that's the thing that really important here. All right, resolutions is 150 dpi only, 8 times 11 inch, okay, in inch kind of format, all right. The same size that we did for the assignment, for those exercises there. Okay. All right. If you don't have any questions, thank you very much, guys, for having me today. Okay. I appreciate basically your time, and also try to work and experiment with this kind of techniques there, right? Okay. So I see you guys basically back again next week's on our lecturing sessions, and hopefully I can see some of the progressions, okay, by this week, to see how far you guys can go from there. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good lunch there, okay, and take care of yourself. Have a good weekend, okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
You're welcome there, right?
Yes, sir. Are you going to post the video or